okay. No, heck no. Oh, okay. That's working. Alrighty. Alright. Let's see. Let's see this place. I'll turn it. Oh,
The spread pattern of these bullet holes make more old bullet holes, at least half a century. You peer into the faded marks in the stone.
I'm sorry,
They
y'all, if I
peer
click
back
before
like
they
an endless.
restart.
Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in.
You okay there? Might be the after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at? Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old. Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, these do not warrant an investigation.
The lieutenant.
Draw me a little hat now. See, I'm gonna take this bite out of my hand now. Alright, what is inventory? There we go. Oh, we already been.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top. of her sailing boat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted,
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RC...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from a...
it happens quicker than a shooting star. But
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice,
And how are the talks going?
they're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations.
wait, she just admitted that the lynching and
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that's a subject for later. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer...
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This Mr. Clare told him to... How did he... Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before. And who... There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they... Every worker, a member of the...
most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about, just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about...
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertised
This checks out.
the scabs. You mean the huddled masses of...
Don't let her answer it herself.
If the workers were organized by Wild Pines, then it would be a company secret. I could not...
It's implied. She's open to discussing.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you... Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when it's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say...
A mob. The debarders are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect...
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have... And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is... Of course, officer. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous...
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files. Indeed. The company suspects foul play. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and...
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment.
How curious. Why is that, detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine...
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything.
Hello. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of favors for... Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all, or perhaps she even knew beforehand of your affliction. A sudden pinch of paranoia comes up. Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something...
You're doing it, despite your own...
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify the Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a... Or you can find...
Detective, a word in private. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union. Or that we are... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. Yes. Knowing this does not really change our position, however.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the
Ingredients for what?
meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production.
While Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, man. Do you mean to say the
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jam, perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the driver.
Her irises are light green, like the river.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the... Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the East.
Well, at least this solves what
What is that, Lieutenant?
why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a... How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankrupt.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Gotcha. Previous times I've talked to a couple drivers. A lot of this time I played this game, it's kind of all over the place. I don't pay attention.
Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a get. Why, yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. These are the kind eyes of the within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Oh, but you are too ashamed to ask this person.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Of course, Detective.
The tear machine stands at your bottles clunk into the machine and the money appears. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Wow.
Looking for something? Drugs? They are shit, man.
How we going?
I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kids sneaking on at night.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Or really, just follow the smell. It smells like...
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself.
Guess so.
Let me see this down here.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
from another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout. Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers, camionneurs, you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, he tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Damn. That's messed up.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il-Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Yeah, it must be. Your job's to know all these little things, isn't it? Well, my job is to deliver tracksuit trousers.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions. Don't be a stranger.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's being reassembled. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, as you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your... Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still...
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay. What did he do? You have no one high above you. The king's... The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your No response. Wherever this woman is, your words.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The side walls until you came along, that is. Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true.
All of what? The world.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, while you, people, were too. Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides,
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old...
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say?
What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare. Then what were you getting at? You're mad, Loman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Loman? It's diamonds, Loman, obviously. Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make it easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of...
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or I can just relax and let my mind...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough.
Still kind of like learning the borders of the map. That is one thing I did not ever play this last time. Was just everything more or less. I was stuck in this area.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clipped.
Wanna watch something? Let's watch this.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you fit the faded marks. They look pretty ancient.
Where? There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Not much. I don't have...
Hello again, officers. Have you... Oh. Not only have you found...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens. Does anyone in a city like this? It doesn't have to do anything at all. Shoot, Piggy.
Yes?
Alright. No. Oh, I can talk to the Ace!
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Sorry about that, y'all.
But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore, so I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has. You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well. All you hear is static. You ring the doorbell, but nothing. You wait for a minute. Looks like someone has melted. You hear static from the intercom speaker. You can almost hear them breathe.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God,
The lieutenant exchanges a look.
it's you. My God.
It's a woman. She must be mistaking you for some. No, something's wrong here.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to live here, it's been different.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again,
It's so nice.
Stop.
It's so nice to be able to finally meet again.
she sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore. Another seagull passes by.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12. Silence. Silence. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Alright. Maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't. There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for a strange metallic taste. There's the static again.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it. Wait, is she?
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you did.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery puffs in the air.
Ever since I came to. As if my.
And then it hits. She tries again not to cry and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant, as if her voice, her sound melts into the static from a long distance phone call. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going. A phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of...
So, it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve. I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Maybe sometime. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something
That is true. Silence. No, this button looks new, but...
This button looks new.
The worn and beaten wooden plank.
We can sit on...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pump.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and...
Yes, we do.
Yeah! Bang bang!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics works.
Yeah, now we're talking. No, miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
But what else can we do? Okay, they do have the tools and the man. And since it looks like they put him there... okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle clearly we can.
Suck my dick, bitches!
He's a dangerous and corrupt
Yeah, don't go being someone else's bitch.
from the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic.
To the gates. Let's fight.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. Wiretapping, telescopic, or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I get it. Hush.
Something changes in his disposition.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the arts. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically, grovel. That's how I do it.
Maybe that.
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets.
Do not be naive. I know the answer to the great race enigma. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Something your race, Navistic, of course you are. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs. Of course it does. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. South Island. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Elysium. Good.
I think this racist is better than the last.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quit.
The lieutenant does...
You should keep him close. The Your race descent.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped.
He might have some advice. The worker isn't it? Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial dark. There is only one way to awake this bone idol from his slumber.
By the yelling man. Really? You woke me up for that? Fine. What is it, officer? That's the name of my employer.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good. Then you understand the gist of it. For one, I can get some goddamn shut-eye. Nate got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate.
The way he says Measurehead.
We are the workers, the union. We know what we need. Okay, I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge. Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? I can tell you.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but...
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusion.
The lieutenant gives you a little... So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks.
Indeed. Help yourself to some.
The dock worker doesn't answer.
Hello again, sweetie. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like...
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone said, speaking of history, you know what year it is. Yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, sweetie. It's really not. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign...
But they still have cops.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any but we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. You were doing quite well up until the end there.
A sigh. The lieutenant.
But maybe someone more educated in...
No. I'm not an
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are...
That's a good point. This doesn't look like rich.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager.
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you. Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Officer, get a hold of yourself.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you. Oh, I'm sure you would make a wonderful...
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man.
Oh, no, I'm so...
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. Like what? I was...
The door is closed. There is no arm. You hear the shower. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is closed.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief? There's no reason to. 3 days ago, the RCMM... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his... Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be. I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be. I don't speak a word. What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does.
The lieutenant produces. We all have our. You're super lucid, yet psychic.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? You have a distinctive...
A moment passes. A thin man is smoking below. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in okay. It's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's the man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs. It's almost like music. It's You see a heavy steel. You immediately feel drawn to the cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough, as a side investigation. If you say so, Gart is the person to...
Ace, stop.
The lights are so pretty when it gets dark. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that. And it's kind of like a puzzle. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head?
No, your mind.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories. Like you, sir, of course. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. It's the type of book, or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. Maybe some about other books?
The girl keeps her hands folded.
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little She brings out her reddened hands.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing.
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir.
There she stands, swaying. There's something you're missing.
Oh, kings and I think that's why people...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them. Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Apologising to everyone. Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. Yeah, I can see. You don't have party...
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That make...
You know, like a cat in the dark. Or...
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
I didn't know I had to do that. I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Fake God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She can, if she has enough willpower.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff.
Oh no. Hold on. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a grip. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Give me that.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Stop.
A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education.
And hell freezes over. Never mind. The woman looks aloof.
Stop. Stop.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent. Ah, yes.
Oh, absolute. Cocaine. Cocainum. Sounds like our...
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose.
You can't even take the responsibility. That's why the Philippian kings.
I'm satisfied with
Of course. Clark.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of.
higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
From what I've seen of the officers of the Elysium. Right.
I have really...
Yes, that.
René. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officers, I'm sorry.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything.
Respect!
I'm not.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of union prick.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brother.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it.
The old soldier, Mum. There he stands, proud.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings, not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a member.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. I hate the socialist rabble.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, Oh, nothing official, I assure you.
Well, he tells his little penman.
No, thank you. For being consummate professional, sure, officer. No, thank you.
Just an ordinary war. Not. This door is made of metal, and no one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with, on the contrary, officer? There are yet camioneers you have not talked to. And don't look so surprised.
They must have someone in it.
I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects. This reality Ah, yes. The...
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small... You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. This place used to be a province. Oh, it's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. Yes, we're on an island in...
vast, lukewarm.
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble.
It is clear this into humanity at large.
Revachol? The great
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond
history, detective. They built this city to resolve the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and in the DeLorean century. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. By that I mean conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. Oh, we're quite a way off.
a sparkle of lights on the
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That's soldering.
silence, the water, the light. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you
Was there something else you wanted?
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory... Might I suggest not asking them all right now?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Hello again, officers. Have you...
inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hid. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool?
Let's go. Ace. Alrighty, let's take a look around.
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. See that ladder?
looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Ace. Stop. Get out of there.
When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the earth. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering. Then he turns back to the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind.
I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get it. Or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Pig, that's the past. You and Kuno are now. Let's talk about how you opened this. And then what? You fucking.
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno!
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could.
It's a vitamin, Pig. Don't you?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, Pig.
Fuck you, Pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD!
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep you on.
He's saying you climbed up there. You probably saw. Yeah, that conclusively explains.
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, Pig. Not for you, Pig.
Kuno can't.
That's all there is to it then.
Is it? You whatever, Piggy. Oh, that. Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, to the good call, Pigmeister. Don't. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about. Kuno doesn't fuck.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
looking for something?
Hola, Wandering Man.
Hey.
Give me a moment.
Hello again, officer.
Hey. Ace.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pet? Beautiful things give you a rush. Remember, when they come, the pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of April. Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. Oh, yeah. Look at yourself. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way. And that's just what it's like. Life and death. It ain't easy. But you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money print. Sure. And has it been easy? Are you rich? Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam covered every time you wipe your 98% of all your money. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free. There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet or some ancient temple. Yes, from the height of antiquity, the sun sets into the sea. There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there. Why are you talking to a gum wrapper? Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger like a glow with every breath you take. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels so.
Set a timer for 12 minutes.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Huh? The bosses, man. Dunno. What you need?
An old monument stand. A lorry stuck in the windows are clear.
Right to work!
What's it to you?
Big mess caused by Union greed. But
The man has turned his attention.
Is this about the questions again?
Reality.
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. I don't know. What about it? We're in for it? As mankind?
What will her essay prompt be?
Okay. I don't know. Look.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still.
When ordinary people take over the government. Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or our government? Or do you mean something cool?
The tear machine stand. The tear machine stand. Your bottles clump.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserable. You should take care of that then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament as the manager. I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed. I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Good luck trying to use it. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. Not until you bring me them.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not a shaker. It's not.
Am I wearing a little bow? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know that's right? I'm the cafeteria.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police.
Like what?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
I have something here we could sell.
Transport enclosure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab.
The lieutenant nods as you... A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the... You pull the lever all the way up until nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored? You pull the lever, or nothing happens. A spring brings the... Wasn't there a sign? A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran Butter. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy. Just some tasteless advertising. typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut. This would make quite a statement.
It was brought to me. We are not here to investigate. You have to admit it's rather clever.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. One especially catch. This is you. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel format, absolutely. It's not often that I see off. What can I do?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself.
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he...
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you?
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for it.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Oh, no. I don't like aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-mag. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Another time, perhaps.
Give me a second, y'all. I gotta go get some food. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness.
I tried to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. Prolidon is just something I was with the emergency
He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing it. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized.
On the patch, gamma radiation.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget. So much disappointment and early deaths. Can't no one's.
So much.
A bunch of poor people built themselves. The cleanup happened 15 years, so I came to Martinet. I like the theory more than this.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, man.
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's where the lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get...
Every day? Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Prolidon. Straight into...
Of course. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't ask around the harbour.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the...
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question.
This is a pawn shop, and it did. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
My fault, y'all. I was gone for a while. Got some news about the family.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found, truth be told.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find out.
My apologies, officer, but I...
A needle in a haystack.
Of course.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Why? What's this? A headless man.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend. 50 cents. Bargain priced. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky?
That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. Yes, buy something nice. A figurine.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well. Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here...
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money...
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes. Guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go? Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. That won't happen.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic.
I've considered it. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray. This is the door to the room.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough. And the body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene. As for the interview, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So we tried to interview the Wild Bands rep, but she asked us to do something. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run in those like you do. I have a cigarette every night.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really yes, although indirectly. As officers of the RCM, we can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about, as you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles this case. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The coalition government. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the city's silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. Okay. There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its main. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is
something kind, something something even a little something like the dark blue, serious.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinion. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. Do you? In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of
The dying lights of the city shit.
they really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid. Kuno, it's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not we run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... Me too. But I wouldn't count on...
He is very tired.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
A mirror hangs on the wall as you slow abort. You clearly behold, you have no idea who this thing is, do you? Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. Please stop. It's horrible. Oh my God. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. The bed is cold and
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
the sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight, and then sleep doesn't come. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated. Smells of alcohol and sweat. It barely covers your toes, stretching under your thrumming eyelids. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelid.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the... Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry. No, it's gone. Free time. You found Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the useless. On the... You really dropped the ball, Harry. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. You'll be back in those cold snaps. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you... It's time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? That's not really true. Your heart is you're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. Of course, Martinez is Speed. You and Speed will be happy again. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiast. Men who drink beer for breakfast? I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. That would just escalate tension. In fact, even the death of Judith, everything points to the Dock Workers Union, which may, of course, hold. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Yeah, streetwise. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember...
Just a moment. And there's no public...
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine,
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about...
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is...
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. Of course, sweetie.
The man ponders his cooking utensils. He looks up at you, then, shrugging, is an international.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self. That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Not a muscle moves in.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one. What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything.
Goddamn right.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you...
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob. Enforce...
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Look, a comedian. Do your job.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Oh, this is about him. A real look.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These
You might want to start asking your questions now.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder.
No. I see it. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them. Now watch the other guys fuck it up.
Yeah, You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Yes, falling out of line to please.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Use it to take a dig at his.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
This one knows how to keep things going.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here. It could be incriminating.
The pretty boy. You guys really love.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor? Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck. God damn.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
But you see, a lawman.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them?
Who do you fucking think does?
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy.
I think you got your
No. You did not get an answer. You don't have to keep answering his.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good one.
Known him? We don't.
Yeah!
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for Wapine?
No, I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know, why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercy?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind.
A live grenade. Right?
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of...
Because one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, "Ah!"
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some...
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening?
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking lit?
No. You're not getting the name.
There's nothing you can do for now.
We hanged him up by his...
Didn't they teach you?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to...
Titus.
We overpowered him. Dragged his unconscious body to the tree.
Then we left him for seagulls,
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think?
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But... a single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning.
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look it up.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like...
This one is a stone wall.
Like what, Copper? Yeah, lawman.
It's almost an...
Not in the arrest.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer.
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
Nothing. Your investigation here is...
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this... Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his
Fuck does Kuno care? Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kid. Don't be yanking your shit in front of the Kuno.
He's got to at least know a source. You need to befriend him first.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
The trash containers, the smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong. The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more worn perhaps. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. Just like, is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 45. Another standard work boot. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Better late than never did. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 8. Another standard work boot.
7 sets of tracks, right? That's all? Interesting. Then
note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
I'm guessing that's the skinny hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing. Yes, well, he did look a bit like... maybe up 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yeah.
But why?
Yes, they could have used the makeshift...
Maybe the carrier wanted to impress his peers, demonstrate his physical might.
You mean a display of athletic ability meant to belittle the victim? Look interesting. Let someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget, perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent. A week, maybe?
It is not.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal havoc.
Correct again.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his
Indeed. They all...
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks. But there...
Which one is missing, do you think? Yes, I doubt the Hardys are...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Yes. The armor was produced by... It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends. The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is an...
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could... Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then. Just a second. Sylvie Malaikan. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need to tell?
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Looking for something?
Right to work! Right!
Hold on, Wondering Man.
Your race descent has only worsened since the last. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the
The tear machine stands in your bottles. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles.
What is what? If you want to buy one... is this about the questions again?
Yes? Hello? Me? No one.
She doesn't really want to be If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Mm-hmm. What with? My husband? No, he's not. I don't know.
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but no. Of course he's not. It's not like he's a pocket watch.
The woman before.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't.
You just can't. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right, I have to get back.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Alrighty, y'all. I gotta jump off. Thank y'all for tuning in.